Let's welcome in NewsNation senior national security contributor, retired Lieutenant General Richard Newton. General, thank you so much for your time. So we just heard that report from Evan there. Has this war just ratcheted up? Do you think we are going to see more strikes like this?
I think we will, Nichole. Let's put this in a little bit of perspective, though. A week or so ago, we're talking about the ground operations in the eastern part of Russia, of Ukraine, in Donbass and in Bakhmut, and those operations tempo of the ground operations since really kind of slowed down. And so you're seeing, as you said, ratcheted up certainly attacks from the air. As Evan reported, significant attack yesterday, but let's go back to this weekend. There was the largest Iranian-supplied drones, which is the Shahads. They were 59 of those launched against Ukraine in Kyiv from Russia on Saturday. Then you had 11 ballistic missiles and cruise missiles on Sunday, and then you had, again, more unrelenting attacks from Russia against Ukrainian air bases. And then, as Evan reported, 20 more Iranian-supplied Shahed drones as well. And then you've got on just several hours or so ago, you had reportedly 8 cruise missiles, or 8 drones rather, going against Moscow in residential areas. And so it is. It's being ratcheted up. Likely as we anticipate that spring offensive that Evan mentioned in the coming weeks. And so this is what's playing out. And I think we're just going to see more of this.
So, General, as you went through those series of attacks, one thing that stood out was most of them were in Ukraine. But is it possible that this war, which has largely been fought inside Ukraine, could now shift to a war with active fighting and attacks in both of these countries?
Yeah, there's a potential for that. And that's exactly what President Biden and his administration team, and frankly, the NATO allies, do not want to happen. They want to keep this contained inside of Ukraine and compel Ukraine with up to $37 billion worth of goods and services that we're providing them for military capabilities, that so that they can conduct this counteroffensive and then really dislodge Russia from their country. What we don't want to see, and certainly the administration is very concerned about this, is going outside of Ukrainian borders. That was not going to help anybody. In fact, I'm sure right now there's conversations going on between Washington, D.C. and Kiev, and certainly in the NATO capitals to underscore that level of support, certainly for President Zelensky in Ukraine, but to, again, put a lid on this, that it doesn't go outside the borders of Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely. Very scary as we take a look at that video. I mean, we see traffic flowing on a busy highway there as we're seeing those drone attacks and missiles being launched there in the distance. So what does it mean to you, General, that this aid to Ukraine's president says, hey, Kyiv not directly involved here, but also says, quote, we are pleased to watch these events. Do you think this is predicting more strikes in Moscow, more strikes potentially on residential areas?
Well, like I said, I think we can expect more strikes like this. As far as the number, I can't predict that. But, as the spring offensive unfolds, I think you're going to see more sabotage-like level attacks, potentially inside Russia. By the way, this works well against Putin because, he seems to try to communicate to the Russian people that he's got everything under control and everything's going to plan. But if you've got 8 drone strikes in downtown Moscow, that doesn't necessarily portend that things are going as planned. And so, of course, the Ukrainian side would be pleased. We've not been able to attribute who actually launched these cruise missiles, these drones against Moscow. It could be that they may or may not even be under any type of command and control of President Zelensky and his armed forces. In fact, I suspect maybe not. But nonetheless, that's the challenge that Zelensky has, as well as the United States and NATO allies, when we're focusing on this spring offensive, that, again, things could get a little bit out of hand. And that's a concern we need to pay very close attention to.
Absolutely. General, before we let you go, I want to ask you about this wanted list, Russia's apparent wanted list here. It includes 2 top Ukrainian generals, as well as U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham. What is the purpose of this list?
Well, it's another card out of Putin's playbook to just demonstrate to, not only, his citizens, but to the rest of the world that he's really ratcheting up the rhetoric here. Senator Graham visited Kyiv on Friday, and he made a number of statements. There's a full video of his remarks. What has happened, almost in an information war format, that Russia has put a couple lines of his remarks together as if, he was celebrating the fact that Russians were dead on the battlefield and so forth. That's nowhere true at all. Senator Graham came back and said, okay, I'll go ahead and have my day in court in the International Criminal Court in The Hague. If you, essentially, Putin, also have your day in court in terms of all the war crimes that you've been committing, over the last 15 months or so. So there's just going back and forth. But it is interesting. Again, there's nothing surprises me that comes out of Putin or comes out of Russia in this case.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.